And welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to make booking. Now, normally, bookings are done solely from the customer's end through the front end or the main website of your property's experience. But sometimes, for whatever reason, they could be running into issues, could be a technical thing, could be their own internet, and they don't want to wait, and they reach out to the property to have someone there make their booking. And again, this could also be for something as simple as the size of their party is just too large for them to really feel comfortable making that on their own. So the way that we go ahead and make a booking in the back end is we go ahead and we select calendar. And on the calendar, we go ahead and we look for the date that they want. So let's say, for example, this guest wants to make a booking on the 7th. In the video where we talked about making time slots on the calendar video, we used these 3 lines. In this video, we're going to use this plus sign. So we're going to go ahead and select it. And here is very similar to the interface that the guest would see when making their own booking through the front end, but we're going to go ahead and put the information in for them. So let's say this is a party of 4. Their booking date is going to be for the 7th of April, and they want to do the earlier time slot, which is at 5 p.m. Then you go ahead and you enter in their name. And this is going to be Jane Doe. Email is going to be do@g.com. And their phone is going to be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you're going to hit continue. Now, because we've made, again, our menus required at the time of booking, meaning that someone has to select their menus, not add-ons, but their actual menus in order to book, we have to select the menus that they're going for. And let's say, for example, this is a family of 4. They want to just do the Whimsy Classic for the adults, and the kids are going to be the Whimsy Kids. And the parents want to share a bottle of wine, so they put 1 bottle of wine. You go ahead and you hit save, and this is the next screen that you see, which is the booking details. And on this screen, we have generic booking details like where the event is taking place, the name of the product that they have, the number of people in their party for what time and date, their payment status, and their booking status. And then on the right, we have their contact information, their name, their email, and their phone. Now, what's important to understand is that on the booking details where it says booking status, it says confirmed. This means that they have an actual booking in our system, and if we run our reports, we would see that we would be expecting this party. Now, the only thing that you at the property need to worry about is if someone calls and they want to modify their booking and they want to cancel, you would go ahead and select canceled. Or after a seating has passed, a time slot or a show has passed, and a guest doesn't show up, you would hit no show. And the reason why only those 2 are important are because those 2 indicate to us when we're reconciling the property at the end of the month to figure out how to split the revenue, to not take into account these parties in calculating the total revenue. In payment status, you'll also see reserved. Now, if a guest makes the reservation online and they go successfully through everything, you would see partially paid, meaning that they at least paid the deposit or they had partially paid an amount, which again, usually is the deposit. Since you see reserved, that shows that it was made through the back end and that there was no payment paid or taken at any time. So in a few moments, I'll show you how to send out a payment link. So that way we can switch this status from reserved to partially paid. So that way we know that we have deposit taken for this group. But I also just want to quickly, while I have this screen up, go over a few other statuses. Partly paid, like I just stated, is when the deposit was ultimately taken care of, or if they called and they prepaid a set amount, you could then go ahead and have that status on it. Paid means that the full balance of the bill has been paid. Request refund is on the off chance we're refunding a guest for whatever reason. All you need to do is do request refund, and that will signify to us that we have to investigate and complete that process. Partially refunded means that we refunded a part of the total, and refunded means that we refunded the full amount back to the guest. So right now we're going to keep it on reserved. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the payments. Right down here, as you can see, we don't have any payment links made. We don't have anything for a deposit or anything like that. So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and set up a link. Let's go ahead and select generate link. And let's just say we want to go ahead and take a deposit, which usually is just 10% of the total amount. So in this case, let's just say $50. We're rounding up. And remark booking deposit. And just go ahead and hit save. Payment transaction was saved successfully, and it should populate right here. Now what we need to do is we need to get the payment link over to the guest's email so that they can go ahead and pay this $50 deposit. So that way we can have this status switch from reserved to partially paid. The way that we get this link and to make sure that we did all of our stuff correctly, all of our steps correctly, is we're actually going to go ahead and hit this little hashtag sign right over here on the left. It's small, but as you can see, it's a different color than the rest of the information. So that will be your telltale sign to select it. And once you do, it'll take you over to this website, this web page, which is the payment screen. And it has all the guest information from their name, the number of guests, the date and time of their show, what this is for, and the amount that's owed. They can go ahead and then select between paying through a PayPal or a credit card. Once they select it, they can then hit confirm booking, which will then populate the credit card information screen. On this screen, they put their card number, their expiration date, and their security code, and they hit confirm reservation. Then the payment should be processed. They will receive from this screen any fails or unable to processes. So they will know in this moment whether or not they have successfully paid the deposit. Now, again, how do we get this web address over to them? We simply use the email that we have for their booking. We just copy the entire link, paste it into an email, and just let them know that this link will take them to the payment page so that way they can pay the deposit. That's ultimately how we set up the payment for a manually made booking. Very simple, very easy. Just a few more steps that we have to do, but we can also make sure that we're hands-on with the guests from start to finish, and we can also make sure that these types of reservations get paid and confirmed in the moment that they happen. The other option that we have down here is add a payment/discount. And in this option, what we can go ahead and do is we can go ahead and apply a discount. So let's say we wanted to take 50% off. This is a VIP, or this is, a recovery maybe from the hotel itself. you can go ahead and you can provide any type of discount. For any reason. We understand that things happen. And the way that this works is, unfortunately, you can't just do 50% and then it populates the amount. You will have to do the math. But let's say, for example, with 495, to make it easier, we're just going to do a 10% discount. It's going to be $50. The reason is going to be, let's say, a credit, and it's going to come from the hotel. Status and remark in hotel guest recovery. And we just go ahead and hit save. What this does is, on that payments tab, you actually see that we applied a credit. And also you see on the balance the new amount that's due, which is $445, which is taking into account the $50 credit that we've already applied off of the total. Now you can also do complimentary, whether it's from us at 2Spicy or you at the hotel. Media from, again, us at 2Spicy or you at the hotel as well. And ultimately, in a situation like that where you're taking care of 100%, you just look at the total amount due and you enter in the amount that's owed. Let's just say it's complimentary through us. And let's just say 2Spicy complimentary. Perfect. And we hit save. And now what we should see is, and the reason why we didn't do the $495 is because apologize about that. It mistakenly did it twice. In any case, I just selected one of the 2 times that it posted, switched it to 0. But now, as you can see, there's a 0 amount due, meaning that this guest does not owe anything. The other thing too is, if someone calls and they wanted to make any type of changes to their menu selection, you would be able to do so here. Unfortunately, once they make their selection through the front end, through the booking portal, they won't be able to modify their menus. They would have to reach out to the hotel, but making the corrections are very quick and easy. The way that you would do it is you would just ask for their booking details. Usually their booking ID is the easiest way. For us, it's right up here. But if they were calling in, they would just give it to you over the phone. Or you can also ask for their name, but depending on how common their name is, would also dictate how many names would come up in the search. And we come over here to the bookings on the left-hand side. Let's go ahead and select it. And we come right over here to the search and we enter in their booking code. And as you can see, right up here, it's the one option. Let's go ahead to their booking number. And again, you just hit their booking code, which is in that left-handed column. And then from here, you could then make any and all changes that you needed to their menus and add-ons. So let's say the kids are no longer coming, but they're going to go ahead and they're actually going to go with another couple and they actually want to switch it to the premium menu. Then you just go ahead and you keep it balanced to still the same party size, which here it's still 4. And we go ahead, now we have 4 for the premium menu with the Wednesday dinner. I know that this video did have a lot of information on it, and if at any point you do need any assistance with how to create a booking or modify a booking or make any kind of payment changes or corrections, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can definitely walk you through the bookings again, or provide any assistance in any correspondence that you need.